I was obsessed with the idea of becoming a sculptor. I was obsessed with sculpture. I had this fantasy of sitting in front of a huge rock and just carving it out and bringing it to some kind of a life that I believed that it could have. And I actually really looked into it, and I was getting consultations from the different professors at art schools and things, and they all told me, honey, you're just too small to be carving a rock. Why don't you just go back to playing the flute? I love going to used bookstore because it's always unexpected. You don't know what you're going to come across, and you don't know which will grab your attention on that particular visit. And so I love doing that also. I've been reading this fascinating book called The Autumn of the Middle Ages. I've been really into Renaissance art and music, well, just the Renaissance period in general. And this book talks about the rise of Renaissance period and also the fall of the Gothic period. I found a recording of George playing Bach's solo violin sonatas and partitas. And I always listen to that. It sounds so weird on the first hearing, but after you get used to it, it's so warm. He's full of life. He really believes in what he's playing. Some things sound a little strange, but the conviction is just amazing, and he's just so passionate. And this past few weeks I've been going through different recordings of the prelude to the Afternoon of Fun because I have a concert coming up and I wanted to know what happened. So I started from the Scrotum recording from 1925. So I'm just time traveling with the fun at the moment. My favorite CMS memory, I think it's the most memorable day of my entire life. And it's the very first time I stepped into CMS territory. It was on my audition day, my final audition. There are 2 stages of the auditions. And it was on the second day of my audition, I was supposed to play the Mozart D major quartet, the happiest and sunniest repertoire of all. And that same morning, I had just flown in from Charleston, Carolina to attend the audition for 3 days. And on the morning of my finals, my grandmother passed away just across the river in New Jersey. And that whole day, I was going through emotional wave so huge that I don't even remember what happened that day. And I was the very last person to play the audition, so I had to go through this swing all day. And then by the time I had to play, I was just exhausted. I was going back and forth between, oh my God, what am I doing here? I should be there, but then I have to do this audition, but then I have to be there. It was like going back and forth like that. And then it was finally my time. I walked into this room, this very room, and I sat down, and then there was Annika Vafian playing the violin, and Paul Niebauer playing the viola, and David Finkel playing the cello. I sat down, started playing with them, and it's kind of corny that I say this, but I was really, really transported by the power of the music. Seriously, it was almost like the time just froze at that moment. And I felt like, wow, this is the right thing to be doing right now with these people on this very day at this very moment.